Alright guys, welcome back to the Kid Tarot. It has been a while since I did a reading online with you guys, but I've definitely been reading, definitely been researching, doing a lot of shadow work with the Lionsgate portal being open. I don't have to tell you guys we're going through it. So just please take care of yourself. If you're confused as to what is happening right now, why you feel so tired, headaches, body aches, why all these things from the past are popping up, old memories you think aren't even really things you remember, like all kinds of stuff is happening right now. Just be gentle with yourself. Drink lots of water. Get outside. Did a little walking. Or even if you can just get out there and just sit in the sun for a little bit, that will help assist in the healing, because we're definitely upgrading right now. So I felt called to do a reading with you guys. I haven't done that in quite a while, but the last couple weeks have really been a lot about the throat chakra and realigning with that energy center for me. And so I felt like I had a little start and stop, if you will, of exercising that and pulling away from that. And so especially doing some of this shadow work has just called me to, again, to share our gifts, share our voices, lend ourselves to the collective, be of service. And so that was the meditation that I did this morning, of just waking up and asking Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, how can I be of service today? Because I've definitely been heavy in, things aren't going my way, things aren't going the way I want, things aren't happening for me, people aren't doing things for me, and it's not to dismiss any of that. There are definitely real challenges in all of that, but also I am infinitely capable, and I have so much resource at my disposal. So I just really wanted to focus on changing my mindset this morning of, counting those blessings, because it could always be worse. And then if that's the case, then why is it so much better, right? So I'm doing those. If you guys have never done this, especially if you're the type of person, if you're like me and you hear someone say gratitude and your eyes kind of roll back in your head like, oh my God, really? Like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and count up all the things that I'm going to be grateful for, and then that's just going to make everything better. Okay, great. And so if you're like me and that thought has ever crossed your little empath mind, I suggest this easy little tool called the ABCs of gratitude. And it's really just that simple. You're going through the alphabet, ABC, and for each letter, you're picking something that starts with that letter that you're grateful for. So it invites play, which is something I think we're all being invited to move back into our lives for our inner child. It invites play, but also just refocuses you on the positive instead of centering all of our thoughts on the negative. So, really could be just as simple as I'm so grateful for the apple that I had for breakfast this morning. It was crisp and delicious. B, for my brother, because he's so supportive and I can call him anytime, or whatever your ABCs are. So play around with that, and you can, if it feels boring to you, you can always start in a different part of the alphabet, so maybe you do A, B, C, D and you get a little distracted, and you kind of fall down into that pit of negative thinking. You can start yourself off somewhere else in the alphabet. There's no rules to these games, right? That's the beauty of playing alone, is you get to make the rules of all your games just like you did when you were a small child. The point is to have fun. So if you're not having fun, then it invites energies that we don't want. So let's try as a group, just try to bring ourselves some joy. So of the decks that I have up here, which have grown in number yet still, and I'll definitely do another video and show you guys all the decks that I have currently, and probably I'll let you guys tell me if you want to see some of the books that I'm reading right now, could share that with you as well. But these are the decks that I pulled out for today. So I have my Moonology deck, which I'm being called to pull 2 cards from. The Dreams of Gaia tarot deck, which we'll see how that goes. I did a reading for myself that I actually didn't finish, and I have it stashed in the little book. So maybe I'll share that with you guys. And the same thing for the Earth Warriors. So this is my newest deck, Earth Warriors. I have been having a lot of dreams about historical events, indigenous experiences. A lot has been coming through to me through tastes of food and flavor profiles, and speeches, like memories of groups of people getting together to hear speeches and sermons. So it's been an interesting thing, but the same thing, I did a reading for myself on this deck, and I pulled 3 cards, and I haven't finished reading through the book to finish the reading. So depending on how it feels when we open these up, I may just complete my reading. But if nothing else, I have the notes because I have the video with you guys. So I'm gonna start with the Moonology deck. I'm gonna pull up a couple cards from here for the collective. Okay. Right, deep breaths, everybody. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Holy Spirit, holy angels, ancestors, and gods, all those concerned with the highest good and the highest good of all those concerned with us. What messages do you have for us today? I'm getting all the tickles. Pay attention to your bodies. They're, sometimes I feel like I get preachy. I don't want to be preachy. But I have been noticing a lot more sensations in my body that coincide with conversations I'm having. Oops. I think this is the one. Maybe these 2. Okay. Which right now is my left ear. Feels like someone's tickling behind it. All right. So the first card that came out, beautiful Capricorn energy. Your hard work is paying off. Right? Your hard work is paying off. A lot of the readings that we were doing a couple weeks ago were about summoning more of ourselves. We were hearing this kind of lights, camera, action, like get ready for the show. And I'm really feeling like we're it's like T-5, 30 days. So something 40, something like that. Something like a month of sleeps, she said. Something like a month of sleeps. Your hard work is paying off. So dump more into this. You're tired, you want to give up. Whatever little motivational eye of the tiger type of moment that you need to have with yourself, do it, because we're almost there. Been saying that for a long time, but for real. For real. The second card that came out, I think you guys can see that. Okay, I think that's the sweet spot. Look at this beautiful lilac moon. We have that balance scales of justice there, and it says a win-win outcome is forecast. A win-win outcome is forecast. Win-wins don't always have to we talk a lot about compromise, but win-wins don't always mean compromise. A situation can work out in someone's favor and not work out in a way that maybe they feel is in their favor, right? How many times do we have situations happen to us, things come up in our lives and we're going, oh my God, why? Why is this happening? Why me? It doesn't always feel good, the thing that comes in. But is it always for our highest good? Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. I argue with you if you're still saying no. You haven't completed that shadow work. The next card that's coming in, I feel pushed to say more about that. You haven't completed that shadow work because the level of contempt that you need to be able to have for whatever that negative outcome was, whatever you're perceiving as a negative outcome, that contempt comes from somewhere, comes from some sense of unfairness. You know, it's like looking at that inner child and saying, okay, but why are you throwing that temper tantrum right now? Why do you feel like it's not fair? What lessons are you getting out of it? Do you feel like there could have been easier ways for you to learn those lessons? Like, what about it doesn't feel fair to you? Because I'm just hearing, did you get what you needed? And the answer is yes. You always had what you needed. You always had what you needed. The next card that came out was bring love into the situation. Right? So we just got done talking about that. If you're carrying all that contempt, what is that getting you? That's not getting you anywhere. That woe is me energy. You're not counting the lessons. You're not counting the blessings. You're not counting the skills. You're not counting the shifts in the mindset. It's not meant to draw you away from love. It's meant to pull you deeper into unconditional love. So every time come on, tell me if this thought is familiar to you. Every time I think I've got it, falls apart. Don't you want it to? Don't you want it to fall apart if every time you think you have it, you don't have it? Right? And that the goal of the lesson was for you to obtain that knowledge, that wisdom, or whatever that situation is. If it falls apart and that signals to you that you didn't have it, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that what you want? To be led all the way back, not to a false peace, but to a true peace. Bring love into the situation. Count your blessings. Give your gratitude. Make your space. Hold your boundaries. Pour that love. Look how she's doing that. Pour that love into yourself and just let that cup run over. You don't need to do anything else. That was beautiful. Woo, thank you, Moon. Energy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Because she loves it. You know? Spirit loves us. Taking that stance of a responsible parent is tough. All right. So I'm gonna pull. I want to show you guys the cards that I got in my reading. I don't know how. Maybe just to share. Tell me what you get out of it. And maybe on our next video, I'll pull the book for those so you can talk about them. But I'm curious as to what you guys get out of it. All right, so I'm gonna pull a couple cards from this Moonology deck, or excuse me, the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck. I've definitely been connecting a lot more with Gaia energy, with like elemental sacred energy. I've been doing a lot of research on the Devas, the Deva Kingdom. But definitely have been feeling like a lot of my channeling and syncs have been more, the sun wanted to show up for the reading, so I'm not going to put him out. That's not going to be me. But yeah, doing more or understanding that a lot more of my channeling right now has been with nature, like getting out with trees, with plants, with animals, with insects. A lot of totems have been coming my way. So it's interesting to have the visits. It's interesting. So right now I'm just getting a real flesh on my right cheek. That's it. They are the ones. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Mother Earth, Father Spirit. That's what I heard. Okay. Alright, so let me show you guys these beautiful cards. I need to get a little stand to hold these up for you. How beautiful is she? Right? Like, it's definitely a beautiful goddess energy. We see her of the earth. You know, she's not just draped in it, she's of it. You see it radiating in her skin. You see her third eye, her crown adorned. You see that fruit they like to call forbidden. That life of the earth. That knowledge, that wisdom. And look at that staff, the command, the power. Beautiful. Just meditate on that image. So that's what I heard when it came out, Mother Earth and Father Spirit. So again, we see here, we see his wings. He's draped in ceremonial cloth. He's got that holy book. And his heart chakra is illuminated with a white spear. It doesn't impose fear for me, just power. Definitely something still with the throat chakra. And I've noticed that too with the other readers. When I'm watching other readings right now, a lot of us are choking, coughing and choking, and we're like, oh. I think that's still just coming online some way. All right. So we're going to pull go into the book. But that's what I'm hearing. It's just embodying that inner knowledge, going back to the source, going back to your gifts. You've done this before, do it again. Excuse me. Like, yeah, okay. So just, yeah, having like these twitches in my eye, sneezing, coughing. All right. I'm gonna push through. Okay, 47. I think it's just whatever this energy is. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So I'll share that with you. Keywords: growth, manifestation, accomplishment, success, abundance, wealth, and appreciation. So what do we talk about? Going back to the source, giving gratitude, understanding that it's a growing process, calling more of ourselves forward. She says, do what you love what you do. Make plans for the future. I'm going to read all these key phrases because I think they may resonate with, different ones of us in different ways. And I want to make sure that we all hear. success, wealth, and love, a time of abundance ahead, confidence in the future outcome, do not rest on your laurels, money does not buy happiness, lose the lack mentality. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about sex. Tell me in the comments how that resonates with you, because let me tell you how it resonates with me. I have, like we said in the beginning, we've been in this state of despair. We're tired. We're tired of starting over. We're tired of building it back up. We're tired of seeing it washed out. We're tired of being betrayed. We're tired of being lied to. We're tired of being strung along. We're tired of being taken for weak. We want to connect. We want to be in love. We want to be in Congress. We want to be building. We want these beautiful business partnerships, these good family relationships, these strong, friends. We want all these things. We want balance. We have different visions for our lives, and when we perceive it as falling apart over and over and over again, it gets disheartening, and you become dejected, and you start to question whether or not it's even worth it, whether it's something that can happen. And so it's absolutely, you've done it before, you're going to do it again. You've done it before, you're going to do it again. And the difference is, and we know because these portals are opening, we know because the energy is different, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. And if we're being totally and completely honest with ourselves, and we're standing on our laurels, we can see how this could have gone easier for us, how we could have made different choices and made this a smoother process. But would we have gotten to where we are right now? Will we be the person that we are with the skill set that we have right now? Because it's the one you're going to need. All right. So we're going to move to reading. The person that you are right now is the person you're going to need. And you're going to change. It's not about staying the same. But the person that you are right now is the person that you need. All right. So we're going to move into this air sign. The person that I am right now is the person that I need. Just to say it again, okay? All right, so we're gonna read this air sign. I'm gonna share the key phrases with you guys, and I will read them out because I feel like they will resonate with different. Oh, I'm covering that. Sorry, they will resonate with different folks. So keywords: spirituality, religion, politics, personal dogma, atheism, fundamentalism, indoctrination, and kindness. I feel like an integrating of all those different things, the falling apart of some. It's not what we believe, it's how we believe. Lift others up. Beliefs that make us kinder people. Losing friends and family because of our beliefs. I'm hearing that's a big one for a lot of us. Losing friends and family because of our beliefs. You get excited and you want to share. And you want to bring everyone in. And this is a little off kilter for them where you are right now. You're not used to this where you are right now. It's a new person. You revel in the fact that it's a new person. It's definitely one of I heard, leave them where they're at. Leave them where they're at. They don't have to come with you. And leaving them where they are is not, it's going to mean different things for different people. For some people, it's literally going to mean cutting off relationships, walking out of situations. For others, it's going to be putting different type of boundaries. Like maybe, maybe if every time your mother calls, it's a a string of negativity and gossip about the rest of the family, you know, maybe you change the subject, or you end the conversation early. I don't know how, you know, like it will look like different things to different people. But whatever it is, also I'm hearing, and you know that. I'm hearing, and you know that, like, and you felt that you've wanted to pull that energy back. You've wanted to take less calls. You wanted to be on the phone for a shorter amount of time. You wanted to not invite them. But you do it because you're supposed to, because the rules, the indoctrination, because of the, it's this, it's my cousin, it's my family, it's my friend, it's such and such. But no, your energy is king. Your energy is king. So protect that and make sure that it's coming from a loving space. It's not, it shouldn't be, like, right? Like, we shouldn't be removing love as a condition or an attempt to try to control other people. Try to control other people who can only be control of ourselves. There are many ways, not just your way. Come out that judgmental energy. It's not a right or a wrong. It's about the principles and what gets you to your state of bliss, your state of joy, and your ability to work that over other people's lives. Because when you look at all these different religions, the moral guidelines are mostly the same basics, right? Treat others as you want to be treated. Don't steal, you know, don't lie. These things are all kind of universal for a reason, because there's decency and civility and compassion that comes with unconditional love. Educate. Don't indoctrinate. Seek a kind approach. Excuse me. We don't have to beat it into them. That barbarianism is over. And it doesn't work. Right? It doesn't work. Beating folks into submission only proves that you have power and dominance that they've allowed for you to have over them. It doesn't mean they believe you. It doesn't mean that they are getting the same benefit as you are. So, you know, if I dress the part, as they say, if I walk the walk, but I don't talk the talk, I don't believe in it, because it's an internal conversation, right? I can be saying all the things out loud that I want to say. I could pick any religion and I can, you know, read from the scripture, and I can wear the dress and eat the food and follow the holidays, and you'd be none the wiser, right? That I'm not devout. I don't believe. In my heart, I don't believe it. So we have to definitely leave from that space, from that heart center space, because that unconditional love for self and for others, and that unity consciousness and all of that, it doesn't mean anything if we can't extend it to the person next to us with the understanding that they are a unique expression, right? Like, what would the world be if roses ran off and thought they were just the most beautiful, perfect flower that God ever made, because God made them, and now every flower should be a rose? And we lose the lilies, and we lose the sunflowers, and we lose the dandelions, and we lose everything that speaks of abundance and of a glory, right? Because now I look out and all I see is roses. And if that's my only experience of the world, how do I know even at this point what I've missed? That I could turn around and on the other side of that field, there's all these flowers. Fires is coming in. Wildfires, she said. There's all these wildfires. Thinking of your soul. All these wildfires. Let them burn as they are, she said. Let them burn as they are. Oh my gosh. Because what do we get? I mean, what do we get when they're happy and whole people that are producing because of their joy, because of their intrinsic joy. Wow, what a beautiful world. What a beautiful world. We have to believe in that because our thoughts are so powerful. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys the cards that came out in my reading, but I'm going to, can you see them? They're pretty big. It's a pretty big deck, and they're beautiful. I'm going to share with you the cards that I got in my reading, because I just want to know, you know, from you guys in the comments, what you're picking up on them. And then I'll read them. I'll read from the book in the next reading. But for us, okay. She said you've been talking to her for a long time. One card. One card, and it was the one that wouldn't come out. We've been talking about that mother energy. We've been talking about Gaia. We've been talking about getting rooted, being seated back into that energy. And look at the card that is stuck at the bottom of this box. I mean, literally, come on. Come on. All right. So we're going to read that. Paint Jemima. So much iconography in this. We have the phases, and we really are. It's like looking at a circle of life and how it comes forth from that sacral chakra, from that womb space. She has that butterfly there in that beautiful sacred area, the hummingbird in her heart. And again, we see her just like in the Dreams of Gaia deck. She's not just in the earth, she's of the earth. It's draping her, but she is it. She is nature. We see the lotus at her knees. All those beautiful energy centers. An embodying of this wisdom. It's beautiful. I'm just seeing a lot about accumulation. It's like saying bioaccumulation of all this knowledge. As we return, she says, we return and we're recycled. And this passing on of all this knowledge from all over the animal kingdom, from all over all of the elementals. So at the bottom, Paint Jemima. She with the Andean emerald heart. You see that emerald color in that heart chakra. Definitely, I'm hearing if there's a particular animal in this image that called out to you, maybe do a little research on them as far as a totem. Or maybe you're already very familiar and that's why it stood out to you. I'm betting a lot of us are going to identify with that hummingbird right now. I'm hearing that hummingbird has showed up in a few different ways. Hummingbirds, butterflies, bees, green flies, praying mantis, dragonflies. Dragonflies. There's a lot of dragonflies. So for folks, for hummingbirds or dragonflies. Okay. All right. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard. It's like it's a lot in here. But I think that's the point. It's just trying to make. Let me see if I can get that to stand up to where you guys can see it. Whoa. Wow, look at her. Oh, gosh. Okay. And those eyes, those emerald or amber eyes. It's on almost all of the animals, the birds. I heard salt of the earth. 38. What's that? Unity consciousness. Right, we're looking for 38. I'm definitely getting a lot of itching in the middle of my eyes right now. just pick this up and ground a little bit. Right. Okay, so I won't be able to show this whole thing. Oh my gosh, I can't even really get a good shot of it, but I'm going to read this and we'll end the reading here. The pages in this book are deep, and so I probably will separate the readings for the Earth Warriors deck into their own readings, because of the length of the guidance. But I just, like, as much as I want to channel and just read that card and practice, you know, my intuition and sharing the messages that are coming through for me, I also am just feeling very much like I'm just being told that this is not, you know, like it's not just for me, right? It's for the collective. And so there's going to be different parts of this information that are going to resonate with different ones of us. And so I want to give enough space to share that without making these videos super long for you guys. And then also just something that just popped into my head. Maybe I can spend a little time figuring out how to do the timestamps, so that, you know, if you're feeling called to just hear from whatever deck, the Moonology deck or the Dreams of Gaia deck, you can click on that and experience that reading without sitting through the entire thing. Even though mostly, and I think you guys will probably agree, because if you're watching me or watching others, that the messages usually do flow together. And I'm hearing mixed decks. She said mixed decks. You don't have to. Okay, mixed decks. All right, ma'am. No problem. But, okay. All right, so Panchimima. She with the Andean emerald heart. Panchimima, the goddess of the earth, honored by the indigenous peoples of the Andes, holds space for many creatures to live within her field, including the beautiful, dangerous, and divine humanity. She knows that life thrives through diversity. Oh my gosh, come on, guys. What did we just get done talking about? She is able to foster life with such genius and generosity, because there is no fear preventing her from holding space for the new to emerge. Be open to the new and the different in yourself and in your life. Trust like Earth Mother as an act of devotion. Trust like Earth Mother as an act of devotion. She is watching over you as you evolve to manifest the fullness of your sacred and original life purpose. Don't hold back from what is happening. Things need to change, so let them change. It may seem chaotic and overwhelming now. However, when you realize that you don't need to figure it all out, you will relax. Allowing the wisdom of what is happening at a deeper level to unfold, trust that your inner resources are enough, and you will grow to meet your needs for soul expression in the world. You may sometimes feel like you're juggling too many projects and with too few arms. The Divine Mother can help you if you trust her to keep an eye on things and guide the process for you. This oracle indicates that peace and harmony will eventually triumph over conflict and challenge, bringing about a new way of being. How is it that boundless diversity of nature interacts with extraordinary and harmonious ecosystem, rather than dropping into a melee of competing interests, destructive conflict, and soul-deadening copycat conformity? Is it all a question of holding space for it? The more diverse the input into any field, the more potential there is for conflict, yes, but also for creative innovation. Through our differences, we bring out the best in each other. We could also allow differences to bring out the worst in each other. If we do allow them to close us down out of fear, we stifle the uniqueness of the soul. All right. It offers a ritual process. And I don't know if I feel comfortable to lead. Ooh, hold space for that, she says. I'm going to finish this spiritual guidance. And I'm going to close the reading there. If you're interested in hearing the healing process that's at the end of this, which is essentially a prayer and a meditation, a short meditation, let me know. I don't want to offer more than anyone wants. So let me know if you want that. I'll definitely do it, because I'm gonna do it for myself for sure. I'm gonna read through that and make that offering of Chaleco. I want to do some research. Okay, so let me finish reading this. If we cannot hold space for increasing diversity, we risk extinguishing our creative passion for originality, and the energy, excitement, and evolution that uniqueness evokes will be lost. Those of us in positions of spiritual leadership and sacred guardianship desire a more vitalizing outcome for our communities. That means we need to tend to the way that we hold space. For such an invisible concept, holding space has an extraordinary power. To tap into that power, we need to understand that we cannot hold for another what we cannot hold for ourselves. In Buddhist wisdom teachings, it is said that without compassion for the self, there cannot be ever truly compassion for another. Modern psychology teaches us that we cannot love another before learning how to love ourselves. This is empowering. It means that we can grow as capable New World leaders and guardians of communities through the work that we do within. It is reassuring to remember that the more we can hold space for ourselves, the more we can become a presence in what can also flourish. As you do your inner work, your presence can create sacred space that is constructive, potent, and transformative. Like ripples in the pond of consciousness, which emanate outward from the center, the space you hold within can create a freeing and uplifting consciousness, palpable in its effect, that it will have the potential to teach far beyond what you expect. What I hear when I read this is it's like safe spaces. The terminology I hear we do use all the time is safe spaces. If you're not holding space where someone could come in and share and be of cut of another cloth, as I hear her say, how can you go out in the world and expect that for yourself? We have to learn how to hold it within before we can offer it to someone else. As we grow in our role of sacred guardianship on this planet, the space that we hold for ourselves and the world becomes a more potent and important. The space can become a way of diversity to be either a beautiful orchestra or a cacophony of chaos. I don't know that word, guys. Did I say that word right? The outcome depends on our ability to hold a sacred feminine presence that allows for differences to be integrated into oneness. I'm hearing the image of a mother with multiple children. Like we do this all the time is what I'm hearing. You do this all the time. You can't take the 5 kids and make them all the same, right? They literally come out born different. And what you end up doing is creating a space for that family unit where each one feels as they should, that they are individual, beautiful expressions adding to the collective and not detracting from the whole. Going back to the reading. While it's understanding that oneness has nothing to do with sameness, you have the ability to bring great life to the souls of the world through honoring your own soul journey. Don't underestimate the importance of your inner work or the healing effect it initiates in the world. Beautiful. Okay, so there's like basically one more page that outlines a beautiful healing process. So I'm gonna let you guys tell me in the comments below if you're interested in that, and tell me also what your thoughts are. How would you like this set up? If we're doing multiple decks, do you want to see them time stamped? Are you comfortable with these longer readings? Would you like shorter readings with the individual decks? I'm just being called to ask how would you like to receive that information that Mother Gaia is sharing with us now. Have a beautiful Monday. Continue to rest. If you're shaming yourself for rest, please gentleness is key right now. There's gonna be a beautiful resurgence, so conserve your energy. You may be being called, like I said, you may be being called to, a lot of us are being called to change our fitness plans. Listen to your inner voice about how to do that, because it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But get outside in the sun, commune with nature, talk to Gaia, and ask the universe how you can be of service.